Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Very welcome to Australia Asian Business Women's Association International Women's Day event. Tonight, our topic is, what is the true self-confidence? For the last 2 years, with the pandemic, we have experienced a lot of life is losing, a lot of relationship is broken, and a lot of business is disappear. Now is the time we need to start to think, how can we work together, support together, and let us to build the resilience and adapt the change environments. So we've got 3 extraordinary successful businesswomen to give a speech for tonight. Let's welcome our first speaker, the Honor Professor Chen Yang Guosheng 老师.
Thank you, Dr. Wang, for the kind introduction. Good evening, Aabwa members and friends. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the women-born and women-wearing people of Kulin Nation and traditional custodians of the land on which we're holding this event today. I'd also like to pay my respect to the elders, past, present, and future. It is my privilege to attend the event and speak tonight. So today is our celebration for the International Women's Day, held by Aabwa. My talk today is will it be in the text of an Australian nation and the multicultural, multilingual nation of Australia, where we call our home, and we're all going to devote our lives to. I would also like to speak in the context of the Australian citizen with Chinese heritage. But most importantly, relevantly, is to the women, especially for us here and those who will join us tomorrow. I was asked about on what basis a nation's self-confidence is based. We would pretty naturally think about the land, the resources, the business, economy, and very fair social systems, including the governance and mechanism at all levels, state, federation, or down to the cities. And very importantly, the confidence of a nation is built on its own people, individuals, collectively, communities, etc., etc. And we're all connected physically, intellectually, culturally, and socially. A strong nation is the one that its people all have individual confidence and dignity, and to handle his or her own business and life. And the nation has collective confidence in itself, in its position in the region, and its roles in the world. Australia is a nation formed by 25 million people, and then of which 3.3% are Aboriginals, including indigenous people and Torres Strait Islanders, and the other close to 97% from migrants from more than 200 countries and nations, regions, including all of us. So we have been here, I mean the Aboriginal people have been living here for more than 60,000 years. And all of us all come from different countries. We come here, we bring our own culture, our language, our heritage, our intellectual property, and all cultures. Many of us have our beliefs, even religions. And that is the richness, and that is capacity, that is the worth of this nation. And that also gives the nation confidence. Successive Australian government has always been committed to the multiculturalism for this country. to date, Australia has become the most successful multicultural country in the whole world. The multiculturalism is a empirical principle of the society, of our environment, and for us, enable us to develop our confidence, including requires everybody to understand each other, to appreciate each other's culture, and to support each other. Whilst at the same time, the world we are living in is very vulnerable, and it's changing, and takes a lot of challenge to all of us. As we're speaking now, we know that in the southeast Queensland and the northeast New South Wales, there's a flood everywhere, and hundreds of people are affected by the very heavy rain and the flood. And also in the whole Australia, as Dr. Wang mentioned about that, many families and businesses are still struggling from the very heavy impact because of the 2 years pandemic. And from in Europe, the Ukraine war has caused more than 1,000 people death. And we are very deeply fear for the women, children, and then for what the tragedy they come from. So on this account, I'd like to share some wisdom from the past week. The British, the philosopher Bertrand Russell, he said, if we are to live together and not to die together, we must learn a kind of charity and a kind of tolerance that is absolutely vital to the continuation of human life on this planet. Look deeper in our country, the discrimination, bias based on the people's race, complexion, the gender, the region, and the belief, the language, and sexual harassment, it still remain issues in workplaces. So, and domestic violence is still a very big issue in a lot of families, especially facing women. So, Australian women has a very long history in the fighting for women's rights, for the justice, and then taking leadership on the international stage for women's voters and positions in the politics. This year, National Council of Women Victoria, which Aabwa also is part of a member, is going to celebrate 120-year celebration. And then we also celebrate 101-year anniversary of the Australian Federation of Women's Voters. Remember, 101 years ago, Australian women have the right to vote. That is incredible in the whole world of women's movement. And we're also going to celebrate the 77th anniversary of the Federation of Women Voters. In Victoria is really some place which we are in the leading places for the multiculturalism in this country and multilingual education. Our confidence is from the proud of history and the commitment of women's organizations that are willing to work together to continue our mission. We need to work creatively on developing our individual and collective confidence, and our capabilities to enable us to participate in all kinds of social, reforms. In May this year, Australia is going to have a federal election. From late 1990s, I started to think what we should do. I've got some experience of participating in a federal election, not to my choice, but I was encouraged and pushed to stand up for the election. I did. It was such an extraordinary learning experience. And from then I started to think we should do something. All of women, migrants, and citizens take some responsibilities to learn the politics of Australia, to discuss, engaging into all of discussions, and to contribute to also to teach our kids to engage into the politics. In Chinese, I call it 学政、从政、议政、育政，就是培养我们下一代。So the whole process is also encourage us to look broadly, think deeply, and act firmly. And we also understand Australian women has made a very impressive progress in the participating in the politics. Up to now, in the current federal parliament, 31% of the 151 members of the House of Representatives are women, and 53% of the 76 members in the senator's position. It puts Australia ahead of Canada, America, and British. We're really doing pretty well. Sustain a multicultural society locally and internationally. We don't need to be an equal, peaceful, safe societies and environment that protects and encourages and also inspires us to keep and strengthen our confidence. Women, us, have responsibilities to work our own way and to work together. We need to have courage to protect our family, young and old. I'd like to finish my speech by reiterating the aim and the nature of the International Women's Day. That is, celebrate women's achievements culturally, economically, socially, and politically, and raise awareness about women's equality. Lobby for accelerated gender parity, fundraising for the charities, like Anna has been doing a lot, and many of the women in our community have done a lot in that areas. Aabwa is one of the business organizations that has been very actively, especially last couple of days, engaging into the broader social affairs and encourage women, especially Asian women, to work together. On the way of the growth and development, we are committed to our vision and mission, which is individually and collectively to achieve success and leadership, and also making contributions to the immediately local and international communities. Finally, I would also like to leave a question to all of us. Do you or do you not have confidence in this nation, and why? Thank you.
Wow, what a fabulous speech. I think from the speech, we've all learned a lot from the political perspectives, the economic perspective, the technology perspective, and also from the environmental perspective and the legal perspective. So if we can understand about the world we are living, the culture we are engaging in, we will build our confidence. I think one very specific area I like the speech is about how do we educate our children. So when we're talking to the next generations, because most of them, they actually grow up from here. So they have both culture, maybe just a little bit of Chinese culture, but a lot of Western culture. But how do we, as a business professionals, how do we actually building their confidence and let them have a balance? So they really need to, contribute to the society with their own confidence. I remember my children, Rachel is grow up, she does the high school in here, and she worked for Pricewaterhouse. And her dream is really want to contribute in the environmental and sustainability. And she's going to do a study abroad and further to try to make her dream come true. So in that sense, I really encourage her. She's not just thinking about making monies and going to the business, and she just try to let herself to become more and more valuable and making more contributions to the societies. So I like the speech. 国生老师 is fabulous because they really open our eyes to looking at the bigger pictures in the nation's point of view, in the culture point of view, and how to really bring in the different cultures and mixing them together to have a great contributions. Thank you, 国生老师. And I'm very proud to invite our second speaker for tonight is our president of Australia Asian Business Women's Association, Jen Wei. And her topic is tonight is the building of a women's entrepreneur conference, the confidence. Jen Wei had more than 30 years in business in the fashion industry. Herself is very creative a designer. And she also runs a business across the countries, not just in Australia, in China and other nations as well. So with the 30 years of business management operation, as well as creative designing, I think she's going to have a lot more to share with us tonight. So let's give applause. Really welcome, Jen Wei.
Thank you for Christine Wang Yu 老师的 kind words. Thank you so much. And also thank you everyone for coming on Sunday evening. And I'm sure you have better things to do, you know. Okay. And I remember when I was a young girl, I always had a dream that one day I could travel the world, speak fluent English, and experience different culture and contribute my uniqueness to the world. And at the age of 22, I had that opportunity to come to Australia. If I tell you I didn't think twice, that I would lie to you. But it didn't take me very long to make that decision to follow my dream to come to Australia. Actually, I quitted most graduates' dream job to do so. Let's all look together, see what I have at that time. One, I have very limited English. I barely can understand and communicate with the people. Have no $1 to my name. And a whole lot of culture, new culture, I need to adapt to. Do you think that girl can achieve her dream? And how far can she really go? I actually feel I always have a belief in myself. So I never let imperfect English become obstacle to my personal and professional development. And as a matter of fact, and I think to knowing 2 languages, you know, Chinese and English, even English only limited, but I think that is my advantage. So what I did, in the second year in Australia, I start my business with self-confidence. I believe the opportunities is always for those people who are prepared. I've been working very hard, and I really don't know what tired means to me. I don't even remember when was the last time I was sick. You know why I could do that? Because I love what I'm doing, and I have passionate with what I'm doing. As a head of designer, and I feel I'm quite fortunate, I mixed my business with pleasure at all time. So I traveled the world, experienced the different culture I wanted. And of course, and then I realized my positive approach gave me the confidence to face the challenges and also failures in later on my business. So I believe there is always a positive motivation in everything. Remember, in everything. So let me share, maybe you want to hear a story that happened to me in the second year when I run my business. Imagine you run your business. You share a premises, a workplace with another Australian company. So one day, sheriff officers come to your door, knock the door, saying, and also tells you, I need to take all the garments, all the clothes from this place. What would you do at that time? How you would feel? Then I said, hang on a minute. You can't do that. Because I trust myself. I really thought they was coming to wrong door, okay? I'm quite confident because I know I never do anything wrong. So then I said, you need to tell me why you need to do that. Then they told me, because the company who shared building with us, and they actually have a bad debt and own other people's money. So they come in, actually take other company's goods. But unfortunately, we share the things together. So I said, okay, then what I need to do to stop you take my things? And they saying, you only have an hour. You need to get your solicitor, go to the court in the city, and then get the documents to remove the charge. Of course, there's a lot of things in between, but we only have 1 hour. We definitely got it, okay, because we did nothing wrong. So after I've got it, I showed sheriff officers, and then they went away. So this time, my solicitor called me, say, Jane, before I leave, I need to tell you how I was impressed by you, the way you handle this nerve-wracking situation. And in that calm, and still could put yourself together to deal most important things, and it is necessary to get it done that minutes. And also I see, as soon as you can get into your business, you basically made sales over the phone while sheriff officer is still there. And he said, Jane, I tell you that you will have a beautiful business. You will have a successful business to come. I think he was right. Thank you. Through this, what I actually discovered myself. I discovered myself at the age of 24, I think at that time, and I could make a right decision under enormous pressure. So, and also, my positive thinking did give me the confidence to dealing with the people and also lead my business to success. Would you like to hear another story about my business? Thank you. Okay, I'll say next one quickly, okay? Last couple of years, we all, the pandemic, COVID-19 start. So, and because through 30 years experiences, I never ever want to, I don't, within business and my life, I lost control. I never wanted myself to go into that situation. So when the COVID started in 2020 in March, and we had a first lockdown. So as soon as that has happened, so I started thinking, I think from that we should cut off. Live in the moment, not to worry about how well your business were, and also what is going to happen next, what the future is going to be. If we cannot solve the present, you cannot succeed. Doesn't matter how bright future going to be. So I choose to bring myself to the moment. So I actually come up with the decision that saved our business as a whole. Of course, we have to let the fashion side to slowly ease. And even from that, I'm very pleased is every single of our staff already settled in another job, another role in 2 years. So as a business owner, I feel I did the right things, and also I'm proud of that too. So from this COVID situation, what I also analyzed myself, I have that adaptability and resilience that actually helped me always could make a right decision for my business. And as I said, I like things in control, like most of you, that feeling, naturally give you confidence. And also, we was always thinking, when it's going to be normal? When COVID is going to go? I never think about that. I just go with the flow and make the right decision. And I believe from now on, actually, I already create my normal without waiting for normal to come. And as a businesswoman, and also, and you are mother of a daughter, so you do want to influence your kids with a positive feeling, because that make my life happy every day. So let me share a story that happened to my daughter. Would you like to hear it? Yes. Okay. And I remember, we all mother, we normally have kids' friends come over, okay, to play. So that was on Saturday, one of the Saturday. So my daughter Sky's friends, Madison, they come in, and then as usual, they go upstairs. Okay, they play together. So after a few hours, it's lunchtime. So I call them. I say, come down, have a lunch. And then nobody answer me. So then I have to go upstairs, and I knock the door. I make sure I knock the door, and push the door open quietly. So have a guess what I have saying actually, what I did say. I see this girl, Madison, with a bright red face. I was thinking, what's going on? And she got a little bit nervous. So then when I look up, I saw my daughter standing on the wood job, very high wood job, and then still writing the quotes she likes. So already that time when I go there, it's covered most of walls from the bottom to the up already. So then I look at all this color there. Tell me, what would you do if your daughter or your son being paint the text or writing on the white wall? What would you do? Tell me, what would you do?
Stop.
Very, very good. I think some of you like me. I walked in, I just feel it's amazing. So beautiful, so artistic. Then I put it on me again. Got mother's genes. So, and it is, I really loved it, So actually, I read what she wrote, and I really enjoy reading it. I remember what was there, and I wish I could find a photo, just because the time was so short, I couldn't find a photo. I did take a photo, actually. So Be the change that you wish to see in the world. That's one of them. She's only 80 years old.
8 years old.
You know, that actually, I actually so grateful. You know, I'm thinking my daughter going to sleep in this room with all this beautiful world around her, and also, you know, will be day and in her dream. So I imagine how my daughter will grow to be, what kind of a young lady she will be.
Keep going.
And okay, now I like to, you know, we're all lady, and also on this International Women's Day, I think we try to encourage each other, and remember, as a mother, always wear one hat on your head. Anyone can guessing what this hat I'm going to say?
Encouragement.
Thank you. Well done. Well done, Christine. Yeah, encouragement hat. We should always put on our head, and that will grow yourself and grow your kids. So, you know, as women, we challenge a lot of, you know, the factor, circumstances, you know, business, family, and kids. So that's why another thing I feel very important is we need to love ourselves and invest in you. So what I like to share a few courses I've been going through, and also a couple of books. When I have emotionally down or business have difficulties, I always could go back, and then that give me the strength and then put me back to where I want to be straight away. So the course is Life Academy. I experienced that course since 2013 till this day, almost 9-10 years now. I'm still in it. And also 2 books. One is Steve Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and another one is 活法的系列，稻盛和夫的。Those 2 books, honestly, each time I go look at, I just feel new again. I just feel I never read this before. So it's always inspiring me a lot. Okay, so let's all go review how this young lady has achieved her dream. 1, follow your dream. 2, believe in you. Accept and trust you. Trust you are different and you are 独一无二. And believe there is always a positive motivation in everything. Influence your children or young generation by what you do. And most importantly, we need to wear one hat. Can we all say that? Encouragement hat, yeah. Before I'm ending my speech, I'd like to really thank you, my husband, and thank you, friends around me. You always sing and bring out the best in me. Thank you so much.
What a beautiful speech. We all love it, isn't it? Yes. Story always the best influence. So from the stories, I recall my dream. When I was in primary school, I always dreamed to be a teacher. Even I learned law, being in the law firm. I learned computer and working in a bank as a computer programmer. And I've done a lot of things, running a business and doing sales. But at the end of the day, it ended up to the dream, be a teacher, professional trainers. So dream, never give up your dream. So even it's your own children, you encourage them with their dream because it will come true. Everyone will have a place which will fit. It's called the fit place. So everyone can find their fit place. You don't have to be 国生老师, you don't have to be Juan Wei, our president, and you don't have to be other person, other businessman, but you can be yourself. Because there will always a fit place and waiting for you. From Juan Wei's speech, I learned there was 2 important points. One is knowing yourself, your capabilities, your personalities. What can you do? I think Juan Wei was knowing very much. The second thing is have the belief. Persistence. You have to keep your beliefs, your values, but knowing what you really want. That is such importance to build your self-confidence. So thank you, Juan Wei.
Thank you.
And now we come to our last speaker for the night. Our third speaker is Yan Jun Qiao. And her topic is a self-confidence. What do you believe in yourself? Wow, what a great topic. It's just connecting each other, right? Okay. And Yan Jun is a true international businesswoman. And she runs a swimming pool business. She operates and manages many swimming pools, and also bring to Australia the latest technologies into China and helping many universities and large community to build the swimming pool. And also Yan Jun in Australia and accompany her daughters in doing study, but she's keeping busy. And she found the Anna Charity Foundation and do many great things. And let's give applause and listen to Yan Jun Qiao speak. Welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Today is a special day for me because this is my first public speech in English. I'm the organizer of this event. I chose the topic about self-confidence, but only last week we decided all 3 speakers would speak English. It's a big challenge for me. Juan and Guosheng Laoshi are such successful ladies in Australia. They live in Australia over 30 years, and English is the language they use at work. But me, one of new immigrants, we only speak English when shopping and paying bills. Now, 2 beautiful ladies all have done their excellent speech. I'm under big pressure. So the self-confidence become what I need most at this moment. So if you have some, just transfer to me now. Okay, that we talk about the confidence. Confidence is such a good word. Every confident person looks cool and charming, attractive. However, when we look around, we do see problems being accredited by some people with full of confidence. For example, in Chinese family, when a man have 2 women with self-confidence, mom and wife, they will fight for how to look after children, how to teaching, leave things, many issues. And then man will lost his self-confidence. 他就会变成妈宝男或者妻管严. I don't know how to speak 妈宝男妻管严 in English. Okay, let's we talk something big. If when 2 or more national leaders who are particularly with the confidence, when they are confident that what they think and the action are the only right things, what will happen? People in the world will living in a great pain of war. losing their families, their lives, just like what's happening as we see at Suffer now. Yeah, it's true. Lack of self-confidence will make less wonderful. But excessive self-confidence will bring pain and harm to life, to the world. So it's the time to talk about what is the real self-confidence. What should we believe in ourselves? Should we believe what we have learned? Of course, believe knowledge is good. But be careful, some people only accept knowledge that is the same as his thoughts. If the knowledge, the new knowledge, is different from his thinking, he refuses to accept it. They reading, study, just to prove that he is right. So this kind of learning is not the real learning. Actually, they are stop learning. So, instead of trusting what we have learned, it's better to trust our ability to learn something new. Do we trust our culture background? Of course, we have thousands of years Chinese culture, and we are always proud of it. But what is the show of our Chinese culture? Are we the only best and unique? No, actually, the spirit of Chinese culture is 有容乃大，既来之则安之. So, instead of being proud of our culture, it's better to believe that our culture can help us to understand other cultures, help us appreciate the beauty of other cultures, and lead us to make more good friends. Now I would like to share a small story about where confidence comes from. When I came to Australia, I was 8 months pregnant. So my son, my youngest son Anthony, was born in Waverley Private Hospital. That was my second time being mom. I thought I was very experienced to look after baby. And the first day Anthony was born, the nurse handed me a letter. It's come to my mind that must be about how to feed the baby. In fact, a different way from China. So I opened the letter. Then the letter became forever in my life. The letter said, "Do you know how much is your baby going through now?" Wow, I was completely shocked by the first sentence. What does this mean? A baby, just a newborn baby, going through what? Then I read on. Your baby's skin has been soaking in since he was conceived. Even the softest clothing will make his skin pain. The fresh air we have familiar with can also irritate him in his first breath. He is frightened by the loud noise in the world. Father and mom's voice, he is used to a different. So he starts crying, calling to you, awaiting your response to make sure, confirm that you are his mom and dad. He builds trust in the world just by believing in you. Then he would believe in himself and grow as a confident person. Oh, I hesitate in tears while reading the letter. Finally, I understand. We are confident because we are loved and valued, not because we are strong. It doesn't matter. We encounter many difficulties, pains, loneliness, even hopeless moments in life. As long as we believe that we are loved and valued, we will be strong. And we will be empowered to believe we can heal the world. We can do something. Heal the world to be a better place. My son Anthony asked me, "Mom, you are not good at English speech. Are you afraid?" I said, "Yes, as Yanjun, I'm afraid. But as your mom, I'm not afraid. Love can make us be a brave person." That's why I'm here today with my limited English, with everybody's love and encouragement, with my self-confidence. Thank you.
What a great speech. Fabulous. And the personality, isn't it? So public speaking is not something you have to be, using powerful words and things like that. It's getting the message across, isn't it? So with Yanjun's, like a very, very warm and with a bit of personality speech and telling the story and walking around the stage, and we get the message and get it very clear. And we've been touching with the love. When Yanjun started talking about the babies, and back of my mind, I've got this picture of Mercy Hospital when I delivered my twin baby. And in a Chinese culture, it says, you cannot have the shower, you have to lie down in your bed, and you have to eat all this jiangchu, right? But when I was in a hospital, and the nurse say, "Get up, go for a shower." I said, "What? I'm still a Caesar, I'm still in pain." "No, you have to get up to do the shower, otherwise you will be smelled." So I was walk there, and then I was sitting there, and they shower for me on the second day when I have my operation, Caesars. And then me
too, exactly said.
And they bring the children, and I would say, "Okay, children come, and I breastfeed. So I should do one by one, right?" And the nurse said, No, you can't do that. If you do that, you do nothing else by feeding the children, feeding the child. I said, "Then what can I do then?" "No, you have to learn and feeding them together. You've got two breasts, and then you have to feeding them together." Oh my God. And I was such pain, and I was sitting there, and there was no milk. Being through. So being a mother, it's just beautiful things. It's beautiful things. So tonight, I really enjoy the three speech. One is from the broader perspective and bring us to in a stage of looking at the culture and the nations. Even some people say can't understand. But then we move to the business, right? The business perspective, and we learned about how to building ourselves, to knowing ourselves and believe ourselves to become proactive thinking, become wearing the encouragement hat and become a self-confidence. And the third speech is really being a mother, as a human being. How can we build our own confidence, and how do we encourage our children to become more confident? Where is confidence coming from? It comes to the root of the confidence. It's the love. I think that love will bring us together, will bring our children together, and will give us a prospect future to looking for. So thank you, ladies. Such great night. And thank you for the organizer. Thank you for the broadcasting. 谢谢大侠，谢谢。
就我的 experience 啊，我觉得自信呢，首先是打败不自信。那怎么打败呢？其实就是表演，这是第一点。第二点呢，就是学习。人生当中啊，如果你知道很多东西，你就会自信。你说前面有个洞，这个过去是掉下去还是可以跨过去？如果你知道你不会摔下去，你就会自信。所以呢，学习是非常重要的。你要不断的学习，你不能说我是做这个专业，我就不学那个。你要学不同的东西，科学的、数理化、语文、政治、音乐、体育，只要有时间你就要去学习。然后这个学习呢是自我的。当你有学习的时间的时候，你就不会去想别人的事。有时候自信是因为想我这么做别人怎么想呢？他怎么看呢？所以你就有很多很多的这个纠结，你不敢做。但实际上呢，每一个人都喜欢看到别人的表演，是不是？你做什么？可能我在台上说话的时候结巴啊、紧张啊。实际上呢，一个成熟的人看这个时候是非常美的，因为他是什么？真实的。如果一个人在台上很会说，哇，说的，那他绝对就训练出来的，就是不可爱的。所以如果你从这个角度上啊，sorry， 我不是说你们我说的是一个真实的，因为我有舞台经验，我学唱歌的，那我写诗歌，所以我就要想，我要写给别人看的喜欢，而不是说我跟自己想写怎么写，所以要先考虑别人，所以别人才会赞美你，才会尊重你，这时候你才有自信。如果你只是一味的说啊我这样那样，这是在学习当中可以。你为什么学很多东西？你在 internet 也可以什么？我今天想要做一个什么饭，我就一查，就可以学习。所以我的经验是我从小就喜欢学习，这个我是打不败的，没人可以打败我。但因为我看电视的时候，我心里想这么多电影，我3辈子都看不完，我不愿意死的原因在这，而不是别的，你知道吗？他说啊，这么多电影好看的，我想看一个电影，一天看5个、10个。不好看的重新来，所以看书呢，现在眼睛不好。还有你，比如说你今天学一下跳舞，明天学一下音乐，后天你就是有不断的这个事情啊，去让你热情和激情，而且不要在一个事情上面，我学这个东西，我一定要达到什么级别，达到什么去跟 professional 比，你怎么自信呢？
我觉得你一直都在夸我。
对的，其实，在我们在座的每一个人啊，都是有很多值得夸的，是不是？所以呢，自信就是首先打败不自信，学习是第一点，第二表演。那我想认识对面桌子上有一个男的，长得挺帅的。那我怎么过去呢？哎呀，不好意思嘛，女的怎么可以主动到那个对面的，比如说在喝咖啡的地方，或者说是酒吧，你这个女的肯定不敢自己过去，那丢脸丢死了哈！我 pretending， 我说我跟我的女朋友去，对吧？然后我就走过去，嗨，我女朋友挺喜欢你，要不要过来坐一下？解决问题，是不是？但是如果你是自己去，哇，你暗恋这个人已经2年了，你也不敢说。因为你怕被拒绝，所以你要表演，你就说，我女朋友喜欢你。实际上，等他如果要过来的时候，这个都不是问题。但是如果他不过来呢 ，It's OK， 我也没有丢脸，因为是他。所以呢，我的意思要小心，自信这个东西啊，这几点一定要有。当然，刚才这位先生讲的哈，gentleman讲的，身体健康非常重要。如果一个人身体不好，他怎么学习？这个没劲，那个没劲，负能量。别人看到你了，你就觉得只是表面的安慰啊，你要怎么样怎么样，这都是表面的。真正的好就是要自己强大，然后别人给你尊重，是因为你做到好，给别人了，别人才反馈，而不是说你怎么不爱我？你怎么不尊重我？你先问问你自己好不好？而且你要是自己做好了，别人不尊重你，这 I don't care， 我赚到了，对不对？不要在乎别人，应该 所以呢，我说完了以后，我最后一句话就像我诗歌里面写的，因为我年纪比较大了哈。你说我脸上有皱纹，可是我腿上没有。自信就是不要脸的。你说我脸上有皱纹，脸上有皱纹，是啊，我脸上有皱纹，我看住不了，因为我随着年龄，我也没办法，我怎么整容我都是脸上有皱纹，总有一天你是整不了的。那我腿上没有，谁腿上有皱纹呢？自信就是不要脸的。这个呢，诗歌里头是这么写，其实呢有2种意思，大家肯定都明白的是吧？自信有时候真的是要钻出来的，没关系。你这一次钻，下一次钻，以后你就可以顺其自然，天天都很自信，所以呢，别人就喜欢你。OK， 谢谢。